another episode of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from the morning show on 91X, and Beer for Breakfast is supported by Belmont Park, where you'll find local favorites, Chicken Charlie's and their new St. Archer pop-up bar, Belmont Food, Brews, and Views. As always, I have my beer drinking partner in crime with me, Paul Segura, brewmaster of Karl Strauss.
Aloha!
I am so stoked to introduce you all to Kandy. Kandy is co-owner of Suits Brewing, brand new brewery up there in Vista. And we also have Craig Jenkins. Craig is the board of directors president for Urban Surf for Kids. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks for being on the show. I'm digging this beer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
So first beer that we have, the Wetsuit San Diego Pale Ale, coming in at 8%. But the whole reason that we have Craig on from Urban Surf for Kids is this is a beer that you guys made with them, and it's supposed to help. What's going on? What's going on here?
Yeah, so this was a little project that we started with Horse Thief Hops a few years back, and he was willing to donate all of his crop to us, and we're like, well, what can we do with this? You know, do we want to wholesale it or what? So we actually decided to reach out to some community partners, and we started doing this beer project. And we're in our third year, and we're so excited to have this opportunity to partner with Suits on it.
And what does Urban Surf for Kids do? What is the organization?
So we were founded back in 2009, and we do surf therapy, mentoring for at-risk and foster youth. So we have 3 pillar programs, which is our surf therapy camps. Then we have our Hanai mentoring program. And then every year we do a trip to Hawaii. So it's an achievement program where the kids get an opportunity to work in the community, volunteer. They complete a whole course of study, and it culminates into a surf and surf trip in Hawaii, believe it or not.
That's so rad. And Kandy, how did you and Suits get in contact and get this partnership with Urban Surf for Kids?
Well, a good friend of us in Quaff, our home brew club, Jamie, contacted us, and that's how we got involved. And, you know, we want to be involved in the community, and we just thought it was a great organization. And, you know, the ocean is a relaxing and therapeutic place for a lot of people, and especially children. And so we were all on board for it. Yeah.
Love it. Paul, what do you think of beer?
I want to go surfing in Hawaii. How do I sign up for that program?
Yeah, you know, we've got a lot of volunteers for that one. You know, I think you have to come to some of our surf camps first. You got to earn your keep.
All right. I do a little surfing. Maybe I can help out someday. I like this beer. It's it kind of tastes like maybe an export lager. 8% ABV. It leans. It's very clean and very drinkable for 8%. It doesn't drink like 8%. It's drinkable.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of style it was brewed to be, but it tastes like I don't know, maybe like Imperial Pilsner or something. It's really good, really clean, and very drinkable.
Yeah, originally he was thinking about doing an IPA, and then he talked to a lot of the volunteers there that were picking the hops, and they were talking about how they are not super thrilled about bitterness in the beer. So he decided to dial it back and came out with this. It's almost like blondish, you know, but it is way higher in alcohol. So that's why we decided to go for the San Diego style ale.
I think you made up a new style. It's also wet hopped, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
First wet hop beer of the season. Yeah. Would you like to give the Reader's Digest of what a wet hopped beer is?
Oh boy. Okay, so we have some local farmers that have started growing hops in, I think, Poway, right? And wet hop beers are just hops that use the whole cone hops before they're actually kilned. So you have to time the brew just right to get the hops when they're super fresh, because they'll get like moldy or mildewy if they sit too long. There's still a lot of moisture in them. So this is always my favorite time of year, right when the hop harvest happens. It's like the Beaujolais Nouveau of beer. It's beautiful. I mean, anybody who likes beer relishes this time of year.
And is there anything special that wet hops do versus hops that we're normally used to? Like, does it give more effervescence off the nose? Does it taste different? Is there anything, or is it just like a really rad thing to do?
Well, I mean, it's always a rad thing to do, but I think some people don't like it. Some people think you get a little bit more of that, like, I don't know, arugula or a chlorophyllic sort of flavor from the hops. I think by and large, though, most people really like it because it allows you to taste the whole hop and everything about it. And, it's just all natural, beautiful. It's a great way to utilize them.
Craig, what do you think of this beer?
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. We look forward to this every year. Our volunteers and us, like I physically go out there and cut the hops down with Eli from Horse Thieves. So we like anxiously await, the first sip, So I thought it was awesome. A lot of fruit that came out in the beer for me, which I thought was really nice because it's summertime and it wasn't super grassy or earthy. Sometimes I've had a couple that just kind of get a little too heavy on that. And I thought, that it really took out the best of the hops that Eli provided for us.
Yeah, that the grassiness was something that Nick really wanted to stay away from. He said that that's the one thing about wet hop beers that he usually doesn't like was the grassiness. So I think he did a good job with that.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I also think.
I'm sorry, no big surprise.
I also think that this would be a really good time to talk about who Nick is. His name has officially come up. Nick Corona is Kandy's husband, also co-owner, and he was a very popular home brewer here in San Diego before opening up 5 Suits. Unfortunately, like so many brewers and owners, that's one aspect of his life, and he did have to be at work, so he didn't get to join us. But I was super stoked to have Kandy on because as awesome as Nick is, it's not just him. It's you two pulling this together. And when Paul and I got the chance to go up to the tasting room last weekend, that place is beautiful. And once it fully opens, I cannot wait to see what you do with it.
Thank you. Yeah, I've always been thought of myself as his brew support, backup brew support. I would pick up his ingredients, get his reverse osmosis water, pick up the yeast, whatever he needs, and then just be there to help him along. And he wanted to kind of make a name for himself in competitive brewing first before we, pulled the trigger on the brewery. And, I think he's definitely done that. And I couldn't be more proud of him. And we, for about 6 years now, we've been planning the brewery and what our logo was going to be and our theme. And we really wanted to take it back to Vegas when we first met and, create like a sexy lounge vibe that you don't normally find in San Diego. So that's what we're doing. And we've gotten a lot of special treasures that have been donated from friends from Vegas that are just going to be so wonderful for everybody to look at and talk about and enjoy once we get it all together, which we're working on it. It's a slow process.
I love that you say that, you've always been such a big supporter of Nick and, getting supplies and doing whatever you can. And gosh, I can't remember who I was just talking to about this, but we've noticed that the most successful brewers and breweries in this city are the ones that have strong women and partners by their side. You look at Marty over at Second Chance with Virginia. You look at Tyson down at O'Brien's along with Christina, and the list goes on and on. And so I am so stoked that you are part of that elite group of women in this community who love craft beer just as much as the boys do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was a wino beforehand, and then, he turned me over with his Hefeweizen. So now I'm like, expanding my palate with beers, but yeah, I really enjoy it and love it now.
Nick he's been awarded Homebrewer of the Year, right, by the American Homebrewers Association. Is it more than one time?
He won National Homebrewer of the Year, Cal State Homebrewer of the Year, and San Diego Homebrewer of the Year. And then his Hefeweizen won Best of Show twice nationally, I think.
Dude
So,
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got skills. I'm
Well,
anxious to know about the Surf Rider thing before we move on. Have you partnered with other breweries the prior 2 years?
For Urban Surfer Kids, yeah, we actually started the project originally with Thorn Street Brewery.
Ah, okay.
And we love those guys over there, and they kind of we did our test product with them, and then last year we went with Duckfoot.
Okay.
And we kind of like to go around and kind of get the whole community in. So we always look to partner with different people every year, and 5 Suits was just a perfect match this year.
It's one of the great things about the beer community in San Diego is that they always take care of their community. Most of them, I think every brewery in San Diego has, some charity or something that they work with to give back to the community, and it's super awesome.
And I want to give a shout out to all the people at the Quaff as well. I mean, those guys really come out every year. Jamie and all those guys from there, they really come out, and they're like very influential in making this happen. I mean, it's very labor intensive on our part. I mean, we took over 30 volunteers to pick the hops right off the vines right there at the brewery. So people were out there in the heat and getting it done. So it was a big group effort from everybody.
Are you ready to get into the stout? I mean, I already got into the stout.
Sure.
I'm ready.
What can I say?
Ariana. I gotta grab my beer.
I love the logo that you
grab
guys
me the
have.
other beer, please.
That's a very attractive logo. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
A hot crown.
So this stout coming in at 6.7% as I'm drinking it because I started a lot, you guys. I would say this is exactly what a stout is supposed to be. It's got a nice roastiness behind it.
I agree. Smells like it might have a little lactose in it. Very cocoa-like.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I want to make a float out of it. I want to make an ice cream beer float.
I think that sounds delicious. We should try that.
Was this stout brewed for a special occasion?
No, he just had a recipe that he was given from a home brewer a long time ago that he had judged, and he liked it so much he asked him for the recipe. So he decided to make it.
I love the name too. Cover Your Snout Stout.
Yeah.
It's perfect for the times. Perfect for the times. And I would say that your beer menu, it's got a good variety on it. I mean, I had an IPA that was really, really great. Paul, I think that you had a lager while we were up there. Your beautiful wife had a mimosa. Like, the entire board was great.
Thank you. Yeah, we really want to try to make something for everyone. I have a lot of girlfriends that aren't beer drinkers, and so we decided to do the seltzer, the hard seltzer. And my mother-in-law is not really a big beer fan, but we're trying to get her on board as well. So if we can make something that she likes, then we're winning.
If she's anything like my mom, you just keep giving her beer, and then she tries to say like, "Oh, I'm a beer snob now."
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, we've got a raspberry tart wheat beer coming up this week, so that'll be fun.
Ooh.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. And then we're brewing our Hefeweizen tomorrow again. That's my favorite beer out of all the beers we have.
I love Hefeweizens. I'm going to have to make a trip back up there just for that.
Yeah.
It was actually a very comfortable hang. The place, is awesome. Outdoor tables. There was hats and music, and actually the Padre game was playing. That was awesome too. Very comfortable surroundings, and everybody is super polite and happy. I mean, it's got everything you want. Peruvian food truck.
Dude. All of it was so, so good. Kandy, I am so stoked that Suits Brewing is officially part of the San Diego craft brewing family. I've been following Nick Corona, your husband, for quite some time on social media as he's been making his way as a home brewer, and I could not be happier for you guys that you have officially opened your doors. I know it's a weird time in the age of Rona, but you guys are doing it, and once
Thank
things
you.
get back to normal, I can't wait to sit inside and see what your vision officially comes to life.
Thank you. Yeah, we it's been a long time coming, and we're working at it, and it's really exciting. We're really happy that we're finally able to share our beer with everybody, and our vision and love of old Vegas.
And you're giving back to the community. I mean, you're helping kids vis-a-vis Craig and his organization, and teaching kids to surf and helping them out, and I mean all sorts of goodness there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, my oldest son was in a bad motorcycle accident, and the community in San Marcos had a fundraiser for him, and it's just it feels good to give back to the community. And when that happened, it was kind of strange for us to be receiving that, but it's wonderful to turn it back around and, give back again. So we hope to continue doing that with the brewery.
And everybody get up there to Suits Brewing right there in Vista. The more beer that you buy, the more that Kandy and Nick can help out our awesome community, including Craig from Urban Surfer Kids. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for everything you're doing for the community as well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
And any other brewers out there that are listening, pair up with this guy and help him out so that there's kids being helped going forward. All good.
Yes. Paul, Friday morning, you down to come on Beer for Breakfast with Marty and I?
Let me think about that. Okay.
I can't wait to expose Marty to Suits Brewing because he doesn't live very far from it. And he's been trying to expand his palate and expand where he goes. So Friday morning, 9:10, we will be doing Beer for Breakfast on 91X on the radio. So you're not going to want to miss that. Kandy, Craig, thank you so much for joining us for an episode of Beer for Breakfast.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Guys. Much continued success to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Cheers.
And Beer for Breakfast is supported by Belmont Park, where you'll find local favorites Chicken Charlie's and their new St. Archer Papa Bar. Belmont for food, brews, and views. Thank you so much, and cheers to beer and radio in San Diego.
Cheers.
Stout is amazing. The mouthfeel. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
91X.